with us today Swami Atmashradhanand ji Maharaj. Maharaj has joined Mysuru ashram and he was there as a Brahmchari he served Ramakrishna Vidyashala, and later Maharaj went to Chennai ashram. He was editor of VEDANTA KESARI there for 12 years, and now Maharaj heading the Ramakrishna Mission Kanpur ashram as a secretary, and is giving guidance to the IIT Kanpur student. So Maharaj, you have been with students most of your life and with magazines. So can you share your experience? How does the philosophy of Swami Vivekananda and Ramakrishna Bhavdhara affected or helped the students in their personal and professional life both?
Swamiji or Swami Vivekananda, as we call him, Swamiji. Swamiji's words have got a magnetic power. They have got their own a fire within them. In this word, Swamiji himself has said that my words are like fire and they will burn their way into your heart. And there are some very basic things about life which you find in Swamiji's teachings. So I find in Swamiji's teachings help the students in so many ways, not in one way. And I would also add here that most of the self-help books today, they are all somewhere dependent on what Swamiji has said long ago. Say, faith in oneself, or learning to develop strength of mind, and the idealism of service to others, being helpful to others. And overall, how do I strengthen my willpower and also become unselfish? All this you will find in Swamiji's teachings. And the intense love for the country, love for human beings, and particularly Swamiji loved the youth. And he said one place that I want to revolutionize these young people. They will, my faith is in the younger generation. They will revolutionize everything like lions, and they will do all the work. And he also said that there are young people waiting for me in every city. It's very true, very true. So I find that Swamiji's words have got some power, some unexplained power. I don't know how do we get this power. Although we may speak the same language, English language or Hindi language, but there is something lucid, burning. So that helps them in so many ways. Like for instance, somebody is struggling to face life. He is afraid of something. He gets to read Swamiji, then he suddenly gets a new vision and a new insight, strength from within. Or somebody is trying to give a shape to his career, even career. Mm-hmm. Even there also you find Swamiji's words on concentration, calming the mind, all that minds.
Maharaj, have you seen, you have dealt with so many students in your life, have you seen, can you share one example with us where you have seen a change in the life of a particular student by the words of the Swamiji and the philosophy of Swamiji?
Well, there are many. So I am not able to, I will not like to quote the names, but there are many. Say, there's one student who always felt, he had come to IIT and he said, well, I do not know what to do. I worked very hard, I got to 10th standard, 12th standard. I worked for the JEE, advanced, and I got into IIT. Now I am the first year. But I know after this I will get the fourth year one by one, and then I will get a job. But what's the purpose of life? Mm-hmm. So that was one big question for him. Just go on, they like this machine, it's going step by step. Then when he started reading Swamiji, he found a great meaning in life. So in what sense meaning in life? So there is a lasting ideal or a purpose for which a person can work. One can delve within as well as be of help to others.
What is this lasting purpose, Maharaj? Can you a little explain? Because I'm speaking on behalf of the youth. Like I also face this kind of problems. Like when we go through so many advertisements, so many the worldly things, we cannot cut it off because this is the world of mass communication. So many information are bombarding us from everywhere. So it's a very difficult for youth to to feel that ki, how can a life of a sannyasi help them in the life of their worldly affair, in a worldly decision making. This is the first question come in the mind. How could a sannyasi's life and work?
Sannyasi is not necessarily a person who is, he may be physically cut off from the world, but he is not uninterested in helping the world. He is very much interested. And Swamiji has said that a sannyasi is born for the purpose of doing good to the world as well as to seek his own freedom, his own mukti. So that is why Swamiji is so hugely popular and so hugely influential for the youth. And moreover, if you want to understand, like Rabindranath Tagore said, if you want to understand India, read Vivekananda, because everything in him is positive. There's nothing negative in him. So that is one thing. Second thing, how do you decide when you are reading Swamiji? So how do you decide that, or how do you get influenced by Swamiji's ideas? Swamiji goes and hits at the right point. That's the beauty of it. Right point he will hit. He will say, look, you are searching for a meaning in life. Look here. For instance, I'll give you a famous instance of a person whose life was transformed by reading this one sentence. He said, they alone live who live for others. The rest are more dead than alive. The vanities of life are transient. A beautiful insight in life. See, so much of depression among the youth. Why does it happen? The instance of depression, suicidal tendencies, or mental confusion, because they think that they have made themselves a commodity. So my value is how many likes I have on Facebook. What a foolish idea. Are you just a commodity? Or are you something more than that? So that commodification of the human beings, Swamiji removes. He says we are a unique center of divinity, each one of us. And we need not spend our time only in comparing things and running a race which others are pushing us to do. We can discover our own character, our own purpose in life. That is how Swamiji helps.
Like Swami Shantatmanandji through Awakened Citizen program is developing Atmashraddha among the students. That's a word I really like. Maharaj, can you tell me how does this youth, those who are fighting a race of survival in this world for their job or for their existence rather, what should be their approach? There is a 10 volume of Swamiji's, what they should study, for them time is equally a challenge because they have to study their professionals thing also and fulfill the expectation of parents also and their own personal aspiration and hit by the world's information. So what they should pick up to study?
To begin with, let them just read the KarmaYoga lectures of Swami Vivekananda. There are 8 lectures. It is the first volume of the complete works. So KarmaYoga, I know most people may not understand what is KarmaYoga. They may think, okay, some yoga is there, like we do Hatha Yoga, so there is some KarmaYoga. It's not like that. The KarmaYoga analyzes the human mind and its various motives. Why do we work? Say somebody works for fame, somebody name, some power, and somebody wants to leave a mark behind.
When they leave the world.
Yes. So Swami says, what is the real purpose or motive for which we should work? It's a growth from lower to higher stages. So this is in KarmaYoga you find you will also learn how to remain unaffected by the forces of the world and develop a center of peace within you and a center of intense goodness that you want to help others. It's not just that I am satisfied and I have nothing to do for the other. No, you have to do something for others because we are all part of the society. In one of his letters, Swamiji has written, I hold every man a traitor who, having been educated at the cost of others, pays not the least heed to them.
Maharaj, suppose they have started reading, but it is very difficult to maintain the momentum. The challenge is to maintain the momentum. So how they can maintain?
If you want to maintain the momentum of reading, I would suggest that it should be a group study, at least 2 or 3 people. We used to do that for the IIT Madras Boys. So they have a weekly study at the circle, so they will take up a chapter and read every week. So you could find these days, of course, you have WhatsApp video chat and you have Zoom. So wherever you may be located, find out 2 or 3 people and we start reading the book. Okay, on this particular day, even now in IIT Kanpur, there are a number of boys who sit and read the works of Swami Vivekananda. So that's one way of keeping it. And then keep relating those, what you're reading to your life. It's not some philosophy reading somewhere, some philosophy. It's not like that. It's about how I would say, I would like to, if I get a chance, if I've got the freedom or liberty, I would change the term KarmaYoga to Jivan Yoga. It's about how to live life. That's what you find in the complete works, and especially in KarmaYoga.
Maharaj, I feel IIT students are privileged to be connected with the Vivekananda study circle. There are very unprivileged students across the India who have no access and approach to the Ramakrishna Mission study circles. And most of the time, people feel like a student, they are a little afraid of approaching to the monks.
Don't be afraid of monks. they are just like us. We go to them with an open, sincere heart. They'll be very happy to talk to you. Very happy. I'm very happy.
So you are giving a message to those who are watching this. They can approach to the monks through emails or through other connections.
True. Because we are not like the monks who are going about and making a very big name for ourselves. We are very quiet and very withdrawn. But if somebody approaches us with a sense of sincerity, we feel very glad actually. There is a young man, because when a young man comes, it gives a lot of hope. Because with all respect for the elderly people, their time is not there. But for youth, there is so much time. That's why Swami Vivekananda loved the youth so much. And Sri Ramakrishna used to say, if you want to take the, if you have the brick, which is yet to be baked, whatever chop, mark that you put on the company and that mud that you put, that it will be. And then you bake it. In the same way, whatever you leave the mark in your young mind, when you are very flexible and a very plastic mind, that will last forever. So that's why he loved the youth so much.
Maharaj, there is one more question also. Ramakrishna Mission has done a lot of social services for the upliftment of the rural and the women empowerment also, and tribal children's. Most of the time it's not in the mainstream information domain or in media domain. So how people, those who are interested in working these areas, can connect with the mission?
You have to explore. Most of the mission's work is available on the website of the Revered Maharaj main center and most of the centers. We don't believe in advertising ourselves because we do it as a sadhana. Say for instance, you have eaten in the morning. Do you go to the some X place and say, I'm going to give an advertisement and I have eaten? No. It's as important for your body as anything. The same way you do your service to others without, but yes, there are donors who want to help you, and there are people who are interested in extending your help. So for their purpose, it is available on most of the websites that we have.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you very much for sharing your time.
So I wish all the youth to read, to begin with, KarmaYoga is suggested, but you can read Call to the Nation, little book, or Thoughts of Power. You can order it online. Read it every day, put it in your pocket, wherever you travel, take it out, just read one paragraph, put it back again, let it soak down. You will find a great change coming into you. Thank you.
Maharaj, any more books you want to suggest to the students?
Because many of the
especially for the girls also. Being female, I want for the girls.
To begin with, one universally important book is not by Swamiji, but based on Swamiji's teachings. That is Mind and Its Control.
Yeah, I read it, Maharaj.
By Swami Vivekananda.
Yeah, I read
you will
it.
find a lot of insights for controlling the mind in that book. We will begin with that.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is Madhvi Shri from Ramakrishna Mission, New Delhi.